In a bygone era, a powerful monarch ruled over his kingdom from a grand and opulent palace. He possessed a most astute counselor, a man renowned for his unwavering philosophy. Every occurrence serves a beneficial purpose. One afternoon, as the king meticulously polished his treasured saber, his wise advisor sat beside him. Suddenly the weapon slipped from the king's grasp, striking his foot and severing one of his toes. At that very instant, the counselor calmly remarked, "All events unfold for the best." Hearing this, the king's fury ignited. "My toe is gone," he bellowed. "And you declare it's for the best? What good could possibly come of this?" Enraged, the king commanded his advisor to be cast into the dungeon. The counselor showed no sign of distress. As he was led away to his confinement, he reiterated, "Whatever transpires, it is for a good reason." The king was utterly baffled. What a peculiar individual, he thought. He's headed for prison, yet claims everything happens for the best. 2 months elapsed after this peculiar incident. One day, the king set out on a hunting expedition with his guards. Mounted on their steeds, they ventured deep into the dense woodland. The king, in hot pursuit of a stag, inadvertently pushed deeper into the forest, becoming separated from his retinue. Though the deer eluded him, he found himself utterly disoriented within the thick foliage. Realizing his predicament, the king began searching for a path back to civilization. Abruptly, he was encircled by a band of forest dwellers. This isolated tribe did not fall under the king's dominion, nor did they recognize his royal stature. They seized the king and led him back to their hidden settlement. These tribespeople were seeking a human offering, a sacrifice to appease their ancient deity. The king desperately implored them for his freedom, but the tribesmen did not comprehend his tongue. Joyfully, they began to beat their drums. They bathed the king, adorned him in fresh garments, placed a garland of blossoms around his neck, preparing him for the ritual. Just as they raised their blades to strike, the tribal chieftain observed that one of the king's toes was missing. Upon seeing this, he commanded the drumming to cease. "This individual cannot be offered," the chieftain declared, "for he is imperfect. To sacrifice an incomplete human would displease our God rather than bring contentment." Thus, they decided to release the king. The king, greatly relieved, hurried back to his palace. Upon his return, he reflected, "If my toe had not been severed, those tribesmen would surely have taken my life." My minister was indeed correct. Everything happened for the best. He promptly ordered his soldiers to release the counselor from jail, reinstating him to his former esteemed position. "Tell me, my wise friend," the king inquired. "That day my toe was cut, and I now grasp how it benefited me. But you endured 2 months of imprisonment. What good came of that suffering for you?" The counselor smiled. "Your Majesty," he began, "I am your chief advisor, and I am always by your side. Had I not been incarcerated, I would have been with you that day. They spared you because of your missing toe. But my body was whole. Had I been present, they would most certainly have offered me as the sacrifice. Therefore, it was fortunate that I was not with you that day and was confined to the prison. It preserved both your life and mine. That is why I consistently affirm that whatever occurs, it occurs for good." Reflecting on our own lives, we often encounter moments where misfortune seems to strike, or things simply shouldn't have unfolded as they did. Yet, with the passage of time looking back, we frequently realize that those seemingly adverse events ultimately served a beneficial purpose. Our human intellect, while valuable, is inherently limited. We cannot fully grasp the complete fairness or unfairness of circumstances with our finite understanding. The universe operates on principles of cause and effect. Righteous actions attract positive outcomes, while detrimental deeds yield sorrow. So, should you find yourself navigating a challenging period, remember that you are perhaps expiating past imbalances, and life is, in its own way, guiding you towards advancement. This existence is not designed against us. Therefore, genuinely negative outcomes in the grand scheme are not truly possible. Banish the notion that anything inherently bad can befall you, and always carry the conviction that whatever happens, happens for good.